welcome to another amazing chat with Minister. It's been a long time coming. It's been a really long time coming. Sorry for the break in transmission. Yeah, we actually went for 2 months break, but to God be the glory, we are back and better and more upgrade. This is your one and only EmmaZion, and I'm reporting live from your number one online TV station, Hero TV to the world. And today we have a special personality, a music producer, a musician to be called. All the way from, I don't know where it's coming from, all the way from somewhere. All right, let's welcome our producer, life coach, music director, minister, or should I call him minister, or should I call him Mr. Fred in the building. Boss, nice meeting you.
Thank you so much.
All right, boss. I want to get to know you better. I was actually going through your profile, and we noticed you've won an award in this, in that. Tell us more about yourself and the name Fred. Is there any other name we should call you apart from Mr. Fred?
Well, my legal name is Fred Nwauzor, and I also have stage name which is FDKEYZ, and also FDKEYZ, and also Fredinho Mendoza. You know, when I was in school, during my school university days, you know, I used to play some salsa, Latin music, you know, and I do that dexterously. So my friends those days used to hail me with that name, Fredinho Mendoza. And I mean, it's a wonderful experience. So you can call me FDKEYZ or FDKEYZ. Okay,
how come about the concept? Okay, you said a friend of yours actually gave you that name when you were doing some... What is the meaning of F and D?
Okay, FDKEYZ was coined actually from my name. Okay. It was actually an artist that I was producing in the studio one day, and with that excitement, the guy was so flabbergasted. So he just shouted, FDKEYZ! So I just looked at him, okay, FDKEYZ. So that was how the FDKEYZ came alive, you know. So it was an artist actually that was producing that day.
Alright, which state are you from?
I'm from Imo State.
Imo State, yeah. Which part of Imo State to be precise?
From Imo State, from Mbise.
Actually, there's this common saying that they said, just like in Akwa Ibom, when it comes to like Calabar kind of people, they said they eat dog most. And you are from Mbise. They said Mbise people are wicked. Is it true? That was not why we're here, but
it came out from a musician, actually, that said that, you know, in every part of the world, they are good and there's also bad.
Definitely.
So we can't override that. So probably he was trying to express his experience with someone or with some people, or where, I don't know, in quotes, I don't know actually what he got or where he got that from. But what I know is that came out from a musician that used it as a music. You know, it was not like a real, you know, live scenario. So
all right, let's leave that for story for another day. Yeah. Okay, tell us how did you started this music production, and how long have you been in existence?
Well, they say change is one thing that is everly constant.
Yeah.
I started by, you know, being a pianist, a keyboardist.
Yeah.
You know, and started that during my teenagehood, while I was still in my secondary school.
Wow.
You know, so two things I loved those time was music and computer. Yeah, I so much love computer and also music that how it came about was that I was walking on the street and I heard where they were having a crusade, a outreach, you know, open air crusade.
Okay.
So I, you know, because of that love for music, so I decided to go close, you know, to see what was happening. And when I got there, do you know what I saw? I saw a young boy like myself, a teenage boy like myself, playing the keyboard. And he was playing the bass at the same time playing the other. So it was just him alone in that space of the music. And it was doing magic, and I stood there until he played finished. So I cried home to my dad, and I said, Dad, please, I really want to learn how to play the keyboard. So that was how I started playing the keyboard. And my dad, got someone. So the person taught me for 1 week, and he traveled. So when he traveled, he came back the following month. And when he came back, I already started playing.
Wow.
So this was like, wow. So you really don't need a teacher. So why do you need me? Please continue. So that was how
for how long now? Like in total, how long? Like since you started, since your rehearsal period, your learning period, since then till now, like how long have you been playing keyboard professionally?
Professionally,
yeah.
During then, I think when I started, I also had I had a mentor called Martino de Bencha.
Okay.
He's also here, and he was the one that groomed me. He trained me, very well. So after that period, after my learning stage, my beginner stage, while I was ongoing in that process, he came around and he schooled me through jazz. So I was properly, brought up through jazz and music. So during that period, like about 2 years when I started playing professionally.
Wow.
Started playing in programs. I started playing in clubs. Even to the extent that during my school days, that is, I think when I was in GSS 3, no, was it GSS 3 or GSS 2? I got a scholarship.
Wow.
Yes. My father's church, my father actually is a pastor,
wow.
but is a pastor in one of the branches. So we went to the headquarters for a program. So I went on the keyboard, and it was like a children's teens program. So while I was playing, the general overseer was like, "Who is that guy playing the keyboard like that?" And the man now came out and was like, "Please call that boy for me." So that was how they gave me a scholarship,
Wow.
And then ever since then, I've been playing professionally, right from my teenagehood, and I started this from a jegule. You could hear that people, AJ City, yes.
Where talent are made.
Exactly.
All right,
so
Mr.
It's
Free.
a long way from there. So while I came up, it's a long way from there to this extent. While I was, growing up in the music, I also had to, expand, the depth of, the career in music. Although I studied computer science in the University of Ibadan. So while I went to school, I came back. I also worked in 1 or 2 companies as an engineer. I also worked in Dove Vision. I was also one of the first web developer that built an online streaming platform for Dove Vision. So after I did all that, and after the whole work experience, wow, I just found out that there's something still left
for you to do.
No, I mean, I found out that I was still like, there's an empty space.
Okay.
I was like, I'm not fulfilled still yet. So that was actually when I now came back to music fully. And so I decided to expand, the production aspect, explore, and then went to also gain some certification, as you can see.
Yeah.
And all that. And lots more apart from this. I still have like 3 more that I did,
All right, Mr. Frey, tell us, do you have an award? Have you won any award? Based on your profile that I went through, you have an award. You won Wole Oni, if I'm not wrong, best, you came out first top. So how many awards do you have in total?
Yeah, Wole Oni actually is one of my mentors.
Wow.
Life mentors.
The man that did
Exactly.
Oh yeah.
He's a legend. He's an Ambassador Wole Oni, so I respect him. Respect, sir. So he set up a challenge.
Okay.
Wole Oni montage challenge.
Wow.
Set up a Yamaha montage challenge.
Okay.
So I dived into it, and I just knew right from day one that I was going to win this. Because knowing who I am, I know what I can do and what I've been doing. I just knew that this. I will take this. So that was how I dived into the challenge, and to God be the glory.
You came out first.
I came out first. I won the challenge, and also I have won. I was AG this I won an award also for the best pianist 2020, as you can see.
Wow, it's lovely.
Best pianist 2020.
Wow, annual gospel award.
Yeah,
wow, nice one, nice one. All right. Tell us, as a music producer, what makes a good song?
Okay, a lot of things actually makes a good song, but first, from the point of a producer,
Yeah.
what makes a good song is first the quality of the production. That's the quality of the sound.
Yeah.
You know, before you hear, okay, when you're listening to a song, what comes first is the music.
The music.
So, getting to know the quality of the sound, you will know definitely that this is coming from a good producer, or a producer that knows what he or she is doing. You get, so the quality of the sound speaks first. You know, apart from the quality of the sound, then you now check out the how melodious, how harmonizing, or how sweet is the tune of the music. Then after that, you now check the lyrics. Now check the lyrics. Okay, the lyrics, you know, does it speak something good? And also the way the artist also carry the song. The lyrics and the way the artist also articulates the song. So we check out these things, the quality of the sound, and then the how melodious the tune is, and also, but from the masses angle, what they know is that when you give them a good beat, from the masses angle, that's it. They'll look out for the beat. Is the beat rhythmic enough for them to move their body and for them to? But in a standard form, is the quality of the music first. They look out the quality of the music.
All right.
Before diving into how the artist took it and to another climax. So that speaks on the overall aspect of the music.
Music also. Okay. Tell us, deep one. Do you write do you write lyrics?
Yes, I help my artists.
Okay.
You know, the work of a producer is so elaborate that I mean, a lot of things goes on. It's like when you just come and you tell someone that you want to prepare something, you want to prepare a delicacy that is never heard of. That's how it is, like coming to a producer. Like you met a producer and you are like, or maybe you met a cook and you are like, you want him to cook something that has never existed. Okay. So that is how it is. So the cook will have to storm and then, okay, know where you're coming from, your ideas, you know, how you came about it, and then now help you to garnish and, you know, broaden that idea and now bring it up to life. So a producer's work is helping the artist to fine-tune the lyrics, to fine-tune the song, and also blowing up the idea, the initial idea. You know, if it is like this, the producer will help the artist to elaborate, to expand on it, to blow it up, to become a full-fledged, you know, piece that everyone can, you know, enjoy and listen to.
All right, FDKEYZ, tell us, in your years of experience as a music producer, who can you see as being one of the top list artists in Nigeria that you've produced out, or you have worked with? Okay, let me use the word. One artist that you have worked with that you are proud of.
Well, I've worked with so many
I
artists.
know so
I've
many.
played for so many artists.
Yeah.
You know, as a musician, you know, it's not just producing, it's also complementing, you know, playing, you know. Like I said, I'm a pianist, and I've worked with top-notch A-class artists, and also worked with bodies, organizations, you know, top organizations, you know, to name it, you know, one of the big churches, you know, in Redeem. Also, I've worked, you know, in TPH, the headquarters, and also in some of the expressions in TPH. I've worked with so many churches and so many bodies, and also so many A-class artists. Tosin Martins I've worked with, Ifenata I've worked with, Yora Brima I've worked with when she started, and all that. So they are so even this woman that sang Lara George, I've worked with Lara George. So many artists I've worked with that I can't also name. So I've done works with them, productions with them. So.
All right, tell us, what is that one thing that every song must have to make it solid?
That one thing.
Just one thing that every song must have to make it solid, very solid and unique.
If I have to go through this route, I would just say a good song needs a good producer.
Okay.
If you want a good song, just get a good producer. And you will have what the spices you need for it to come into, delicacy. They say we cook music. Yeah. So you need a good producer to help you to garnish and then to make a spicy music. So you need a good producer.
Good producer. Yes. All right, Mr. Fred, FDKEYZ. Okay, tell us what are the challenges you are facing? Let me use the word upcoming artists. Like, I always hear this thing that there is always this fear when some artists enter booth in terms of singing off, not being on point. What are your challenges with some of these upcoming artists?
Well, I would say what causes that is, to my experience, sometimes, most of these artists, because singing on stage is different from when you come to the studio for recording. There are two different things. So, most artists, they are used to singing on stage in their churches or in clubs or wherever. But studio aspect is different in the fact that any little mistake will be noticed. So that will actually speak how professional you are and how detailed you are in your craft. You understand? Yeah. So most singers, they are used to singing on stage. They are used to, singing for their fans. But coming to the studio, it's a hard task to do. It's a different stuff. So they are not used to it. When you're not used to something, you tend not to really give your best. But if you're an experienced singer or an experienced artist, you must have, been into the studio for, a couple of times. So you must have known, the pros and cons and the do's and do nots. So when coming to the studio, you know what to do actually, and you know how to carry yourself and how to give in your best. Yes. So that's what I just feel. I just feel it's a matter of, experience. And also you knowing who you are and what you can do. Some singers, or would I say some musicians, they actually know the peripheral of it. Music is deep. And music actually is endless. So music is really endless and it's deep. So if you know your craft and you know your theory background, I've learned this, during my school days, that the bedrock of any practical view is the theory base. So if you want an excellent practical view, your theory base has to be solid. You understand? Yeah. So any musician that doesn't have a solid theory background, trust me, will definitely have some difficulties. All right. Giving out the best, even in studio or even in a live performance. So your theory background has to be sound. You really have to. It's not something you just dive into. It's something that you have to, study
and work hard. Okay. What makes a good artist? As a producer, there's this this thing that always runs through you people's brain. When you listen to a song in your ear or you see an artist in the studio, you can easily dictate, this one knows what they do. this one never dey show. You don't know wetin dey do. Let's assume you're in audition. You can, as a producer, you can definitely dictate a good artist, a good singer. So, what makes, my question is, what makes a good artist?
What makes a good artist? So many things makes a good artist. You know, your charisma, your charisma, like experience also, your experience in it. You know, definitely an experienced musician will be different from a novice or a musician that is not experienced. You know, when they come on stage, you will know that, okay, this one has been in the field. This one is an A class. You know, so your charisma and also the tone of your voice, your brand, knowing your brand also, and the diction, how you pronounce your lyrics, your diction also goes a long way. So those are the characteristics, those are the attributes of a good artist. So when you see those things, the charisma of the artist, you know, the way the artist presents the song, you know, holding up the mic even said, you know, there's a way you hold the mic, they'll know that, oh, this guy is just messing up with this gadget. So, you know, your charisma, the way you hold the mic, your diction, your tone, the tone of your voice, and your brand, knowing your brand. You have to know your brand. You have to know what you are very good at. The style of music, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, so you have to know that. Yeah.
All right. FDKEYZ. I wanted to ask, what is the name of your studio?
Yeah, it's called, as you can see, this is FDKEYZ. So the studio, Free City Entertainment. So it's a limited. It's a company. It's an entertainment company. So limited. Okay. So my studio also is called Vinia Studios.
Vinia Studios. So if somebody wants to work with you, like, what should be the person's budget? Because somebody watching here can actually say, wow, I want to be in this studio. What should be somebody's budget?
I actually charge artists based on what they want to do.
Based on what they want to do?
Yeah, based on what they want to do, and also based on the class of the artist. Okay. So I don't just charge everybody the same.
Same way, okay.
Yeah, I try to give
everybody room.
Yeah, I try to give room, most especially those people coming up to encourage them, you know, to come up. But one thing I don't compromise is the quality of the music. I will explain it to you. If I'm charging you, I'm like, okay, this is it. If you want us to go through this, like most of the times in gospel music, producing gospel music is a little bit
technical,
costly and technical. No, the technicality, well, because we do this every day. Yeah, technicality is not actually the main point. Is the cost of, because in gospel music you want to make it live. Yeah. You want to make it sound live. You want the people listening to have an experience as if they are listening to it, as if the music is being played live in front of them. Yeah, so definitely. That gospel music should always have that live experience. Yes, because you want them to be impacted with something while listening to music. So it's costlier than just having a Naija kind of, you know, mass song, like all those Naija songs, you know, and all those stuff. So it's those Naija songs only one person can produce. Like only me now, I can do the drums, I can do all orchestra, the sound, the bass and all that. But in gospel music, I have to call guitarist, I have to call the drummer, I have to call a bassist, I have to call a saxophonist, I have to call professional singer. So while I lay the structure of the song, put the accompaniment, I have to now call these bodies and then tell them what to do so that they can also give in their best
to make the song.
Yeah. So all right. I charge based on, you know, the artist and based on the type of, you know, song. So, but mainly from like 50,000 upwards.
50,000 upwards. All right. Just before we leave you, I want you to tell us what is your biggest budget you've ever worked in your musical as a producer. What is your biggest budget that you always look back and be proud of that particular budget? I love it. It gives you so much joy.
Well, I've done so many projects that I cannot look back, you know. organizing, performing and all those stuff. But one recent big project I know that I've done is my birthday. I just celebrated my 40th birthday. That was April.
Wow.
So while I was planning for the birthday, I just knew that, I had to do it in a different way. I had to thank God for it. And I have to thank God in a different way. So I set up, that was when I set up my live studio. So that project in setting up the live studio, the day of my birthday was the day I opened the live studio.
Wow.
So it was a concert. We had a concert inside our studio.
Wow.
Inside the live studio. So it was like my biggest project because I had to call artists that I have produced for.
Okay.
Yeah, I had to call musicians, and we did some series of rehearsals and all that, so it was one of my biggest projects, having my own live studio and then, calling, people like minds together to perform, for the event, for my birthday event. April 15, that was April 15, 2022.
All right. Just before we round up on this particular edition of Chat with Minister, in case somebody wants to reach out to you, how do they on your Instagram handle, or maybe you are giving out your phone number, your Facebook address, just give it out to them. So in case anybody wants to reach out to you.
Yeah, you can reach out to me on my Instagram. That's FDKEYZ at FREDDIEKEYZ. That's FDKEYZ. Fred, then DIE. After you spell Fred, then you still put another DIEKEYZ. Then if you want to reach out to me on YouTube, you can reach out to me on my channel, youtube.com/FDKEYZ. So you can see some of my free, online stuff, and also on my Facebook and Twitter, you can reach out to me as Fred Nwauzor. Or FDKEYZ. Yeah, you also see my page FDKEYZ on Facebook, and also on Twitter you also see at Fred Nwauzor.
All right, wonderful people. We are about to wrap this particular edition of Chat with Minister. And next week, we're coming your way with another wonderful singer in Surulere, Lagos State. It promises to be awesome. We're here live at, where is it called? FDKEYZ Music Free City, Nigeria City Entertainment Production. In case you are looking for the best place to get your music done in the best and better way, this is the best place for you to be, and this is the best place for you to make your music, both the mastering and the production. They're giving you the best in a very twinkly budget. Alright, I still remain your one and only EmmaZion, and we'll be signing out just. But before we go, please don't forget to follow us on all our social media platforms. On Instagram, hero_t.v. On Facebook, Hero TV. YouTube, Hero TV Nigeria. And also my personal wall. You can follow me on my page at EmmaZion. At EmmaZion EVC. EmmaZion EVC. Instagram, EmmaZion22. At EmmaZion22. Alright, we'll be coming back again. Same time, same station. Stay tuned, go nowhere. And just before, I don't know, can you give us something, some beats just before we leave? Can you? Wow. Is it set?
I will just have to, this screen, well, it's a song I produced. And
okay.
This is one of the songs I produced.
Wow.
For Utibe Williams.
Okay. Alright, we got the groove, yeah.
to you, and you are grateful, wherever you are, all over the earth, join in this song as we celebrate and raise a shout of victory to our Lord and King, who sits on the